But all right, let me let everybody get in. If you're watching the recording, you might want to go fast forward a few minutes. We're going to work with alcohol inks today. And Tay-Tay's not sure she likes that. She's just whiny. All right, chat pulled up. There's that sponge. Let me get another sponge out. I have a couple different ideas I was going to try with some alcohol inks. One of the things we talked about was doing the... Hi, Christy. Hi, Shauna. We talked about doing the picture that Kathy... I was going to do the Asian picture that Kathy did with the watercolor and the alcohol ink. So I thought we'd try that. So I pulled the stencils that I have. And I'm going to pull a little black paint. All right, so I'm going to start with a real watery background. And I'm pretty sure I have some diluted blue already. And kind of a peachy color. There's an orange that's diluted because it starts out with a very diluted palette. The blue's a little darker than I remembered. It's that Pinata, so that's a very dark blue to begin with. So I think I have better choices in here that aren't as dark, that we can water down. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Kathy. All right. Hi, Dar. So I'm going to start with a wash of a kind of a peachy color. Across the top and let that kind of dry in there. And then we'll work a blue from the bottom, I think. Get a paper towel. I don't have a picture of that Stamperia paper that Kathy was emulating, so we're just going to do it kind of from my memory. You could, but it's not... Watercolor needs something absorbent, so you'd have to use watercolor like clear gesso. I would do layers of paper. I would do more like a Shauna approach, and I would put layers of paper with the gel medium on the bottom side, but not the top, and then layers of clear gesso. But what I really would do would be more likely to get, you can get canvas panels that have the watercolor absorbent layer on the top. Yeah, you have to put the clear gesso or a watercolor transparent ground on it to get it to absorb. And it's not going to really absorb like watercolor paper. So you'd be better off just doing a more traditional watercolor and then like adhering that with glue to a wooden panel. Hi, Eileen. Because it's not going to absorb the same in reality. All right, I'm going to use this aqua, which I'm almost out of. And then I'm going to use Tay-Tay Stop. I think I'm going to use the Sailboat Blue. And we'll get a kind of a mix of those. And I'm going to use the blending solution, not the alcohol ink, because I don't really want to spread them out. I want to blend them together. All right, and I'm going to just put a layer in. And then I'm going to put another layer of the blending solution up here and use the air gun because I want a softer transition. Okay, now no, I didn't. I'll have to look for that. Tiffany does a lot of alcohol ink. We're talking about some of the people from the Hop that we've been watching the last few weekends. Some of the all right, so now I'm kind of ready to go in and put in like mountains. So I'm going to put a little alcohol on my table, a little bit. I'm going to go with a darker blue, glacier or denim. I think I'm going to go denim. I would get the best ones you can afford. If you've been doing watercolor. Oh, yeah, Goldens, definitely. Or Fins, but I can't get Fins right now. I've been looking at her clear gesso. You can't get it on Amazon. Because I was looking at getting some of that. Because I don't definitely do not get the Liquitex. Okay, so I'm just trying to get a mountain line in. And this is rubbing alcohol, so it's going to move the layers. And I'm going to push some of that blue up. I'm just getting it on there. And then I'm going to use the alcohol to push that up. And then I'm going to blend some of that. So you can see when I put alcohol, just plain alcohol on there, how it moves, it pushes away. All right, and now I want to get some more of my blue in there. And I'm just using a regular brush. I'm just trying to lighten this bottom. All right, now I think I'm ready to add some blending solution. and use the air gun. I'll try some alcohol because I want to push it more. All right, I'm gonna get this brush. Kind of a striation effect. And then we'll try that. Okay, and I think it needs a little blending up here. But some of that will be de-emphasized. Okay. Now I remember that like tree, Kathy, over here in the black. And then I remember like splatters of the darker that were like cherry blossoms and some Asian text. Was that about it? Okay, so I'm thinking that for the tree, I'm going to go with a black alcohol ink marker because it's just a little easier to control. For some of the details, hi Sharon. Yeah, it kind of looks like the mountains and the water and a sky, and we're going to do kind of a cherry blossom tree. All right, let's put the blues up. All right. Yeah, I just don't want to blow through a straw. I have, I'll show you. You can use, and you might already have something. This is not the Tim tool. This came with my camera. But you can use something like this, but I just prefer my air gun. All right. Hi, Judy. Okay, like I said, I don't really remember what this looked like, other than it had sort of a tree like. Hi, Katarina. Okay, so I think I want to soften. So I'm going to just take some black with some alcohol, because I really think I want to sort of soften some of that. And kind of hit it with the and every time I get some of that, I'm getting some more of that ink out of my brush. So I'm trying to get some of those different shades of black and gray. There we go. I just want it to be more. Okay. Let me pull it up real quick. Okay. It's, yeah. Let me pull chat back up. This is Nara paper. I don't use Ranger paper. I don't use Yupo. I prefer the graphics or the Nara. The Bria Reese is really thin. I haven't used it a lot. I bought some, but I haven't used it a lot. All right, there's these lines. I'm going to change this into those lines. And I keep adding alcohol to the table just because I want to kind of lighten. It's those lines that they write between. On their paper, I think. Yeah, the Nara, the Yupo's too expensive, so I use the Nara, which I like a lot. And if you watch, they have sales. Dottie, Nara, they have it in the UK on Amazon now, or they will have. They may not have it right now. Hi, Elaine. Okay, I'm gonna get that back in front of that. Okay. All right, I'm gonna try to tighten up some of this with a little bit of peach. So I kind of cleaned my brush. All right, and I'm going to get some denim out here. Okay. I'm going to look at that picture again that Kathy sent. Okay. It's funny how the black has, some of the blues have purple in it. The black has kind of a purple tint to it because that went real purple. It's going to be more heavy-handed. There's no way. There's no question about it, because I'm not looking at the pictures to begin with, so I think it's going to be similar but different. Okay. So I'm going to come in. Right, let me kind of dry that. There's this big circle, but I don't. Stop, Tay-Tay. It's right in here that it's going to be different. Oh, thank you. It just jelly prints cut out to make buildings. It was actually super easy. And then going in and using white paint to add the details. Yeah, that's what she says every time I stream or Zoom, or she likes me home, but she does not like school at home. Okay. So, do we need a big circle here that, Kathy? Like there's a big open white circle. I can get that with a stencil. Let's try it. Pretty sure I just had that stencil out not too long ago. I have one with like different size circles. It's what we were using to make circles we were cutting out in Yupo. If I have to, I'll use that. It's how you know you have too many stencils, when you can't find the one you need. It's just a matter of I don't know where I'll set it. We had it out the other day, so I was using it to draw circles to cut out. Oh well, we're gonna use one of these, but the inside. You just need to find the one that's the right size. Too big. That might work. And then what we're going to do is we're going to try something I did last night. I'll show you. No, it's not Terra Slate. Let me see if I have it's not on Amazon. Well, Nara is. The graphics opaque I got on Joggles. It's called Craft Plastic, and the last I looked, this is not on Amazon, but the Nara is. And you can get the Nara in lots of sizes. And this is the way the Nara looks. This is on Amazon in several sizes and a couple different weights. This I got from Joggles. And I've never seen the white on Amazon. And then the Bria Reese, which is really thin, looks like this. But it's super thin. It says medium weight, but it's super thin. But it works fine. Half a circle. Okay, so then let's get this one and make it come down. And then what I'm going to do is take white alcohol ink and a sponge and pounce inside the stencil, which is going to lighten it. And I'll show you what I did just recently. This stuff smells so bad. And I'm just doing some layers of that. And turning the sponge. Now I could have wiped it out, also with an alcohol ink pad, like a prep pad. But I kind of thought it would be, yeah, that kind of works. But that's enough of that for a minute. All right, then I'm going to take, and I think I want to put some of that black. Because I'll put some cherry blossoms here. So I'll show you what I did last night. Because I'm finding, I gotta let these fumes dissipate for a minute. I'm finding that Black Nara a little hard to work with. So, well, it's in let me take it out because you'll be able to see it better. I stuck it in plastic. I didn't really think about sealing it. So I took a Crayola white colored pencil and drew the cactus on the Black Nara. Then I took the alcohol inks in a palette. You can see I was using a palette, and I painted on the Black Nara. I masked out my moon because I just didn't want to get it dirty. And then I painted like blue all the way around the cactus and let the alcohol ink dry. Then I painted green in the cactus and pink in the blossoms. And I put some colors down here. They ended up changing quite a bit. Then what I did was I worked in layers. I added white to a sponge, and I cut the corners of the sponge so it was rounded on one side, and I kept working the background and the cactus and lightening up and trying to get some dark and some light. And then I took the masking fluid off and put silvery in the moon area. Then I did hit it with this little bit of this green because I wanted just a little bit of that grunge. And then I came down here with some metallics because I didn't like what I had at the bottom. And after it all dried, I came back with the white paint pen and added all of the spikes. And then I took the black paint pen and I made a little line and then kind of smudged it with my finger to make like more of a shadowed area. And the white, I did the same thing in a few places, but not very much. And I thought it turned out really cool. I'd not seen that technique. By anybody, but it was hard to manipulate and get the colors and the shading. I really had to keep doing layers. And if you get a hole, it's very hard. I had a hole right here, and I ended up having to put another. I couldn't get the blue to go in right, so I put another piece of cactus in there. So it was I didn't film it or anything. I was just playing around. I had seen a watercolor and was trying to see if I could do something similar. All right, so I think we need to get rid of Tay-Tay. That's the first thing I think. Okay, I think we want to do the orange blossoms next. And I have a coral color. That I want to find. Peach Bleeny. And there is an actual coral. Here's coral, pinata coral. All right. I need to wipe some of this up. Let me put some alcohol down here. Kind of trying to be a little sparing. I have plenty of alcohol, but since we don't know how long this is going to go on, I have 6 full bottles, but I'm still kind of being sparing with my alcohol prep pads, but I got to clean up. At some point, you still got to. Okay. And it's hard when you've had a dark color in your brush. I use water to get some of it out, but it doesn't always get it all out. Yeah, she wants to show up and jump up on the table. She's gotten where when I zoom, she lays like the computer sitting here. She'll get behind it and rub on the screen, and I'm like, oh my God. Just sit there and be quiet. All right, so I'm thinking the put in the blossoms and kind of let them do their thing. All right, I'm going to start with some lighter colored dots. And let them now down here, I might even have to use some clean alcohol to push it away to get the blue. You see how I'm kind of getting it down to that white? And then I can come back in with the peach. Because my thought is once I get that lighter color in, can drop some this darker coral is working a little better. Oh, good. All right, I'm just going to splatter in here. Because we're just trying to give the illusion of a cherry blossom. All right, and I'm going to protect some of that area. Get some of that lighter color. And I want some bigger dots. let's come in. The only bad thing I will say about the Tim Holtz is it splurts really bad. All right, so let's try this real quick. So that works a little better. All right, then let's add some of that lighter color. I'll hold it up to the camera because you can see there's like dots and dots. I think that's good. Can you sort of see how it's sort of dots and dots? The splatters work really well. All right, and then we're going to do the black. Okay. Put the lids on those. And then let's go ahead and I'm going to use the black. I think I'm going to use black paint. Right up. Okay. Those, just trying to not knock stuff over. Okay. So let's take the black paint. And the stencil that I'm sure has got dirty words on it. And this is just black acrylic paint. Just a matter of getting in a little bit of the stencil, but not getting under it. We'll see. No, that's not going to work. It's going under it too much. So let's try. What I'm going to do is, can I blot it and push it back? Putting some alcohol ink on the black paint. And I'm going to blot it again. I have to say, I don't have a lot of luck with this stencil. It's so small that it goes under. So let's try. I'm going to try the bigger characters. Just putting some more alcohol and taking some more of that black back. Most of this won't even be visible because it'll be under the mat, to be honest. So let's try. I'm just using the black paint to kind of all right, now let's try a bigger. Yeah, I could trace. It'd be a lot of tracing. I'm going to try it again with the bigger part of the stencil. And I'm really holding it down. I could use the pixie spray. I'm holding it really firm. The other thing I could do is I could take the black paint yeah, it's just not working through the stencil. So when in doubt. Okay, so let's come back in. I'm gonna try something different. We'll try a marker. We got to put some of that back. And I want that line there, so that's good. Okay, now let's get the peachy color. We can just do some of those. Try this. And then we'll come back with that peach. Come back with the darker splatters. Just replace the splatters. Okay. We'll use this. Yeah, and if I had I'm thinking the bigger. I do have the black ink pad. You might try that. I just want to put, can't tell which is the front, which is the back on these. So far, you know you're writing them backwards. I do have archival black ink. A brand new one that Nikki got me to buy. Let's try this. That's alcohol proof ink. That's what that is. That works better. And then let's try some of the smaller down here. don't have the little round one. And I don't really care if it's a light gray, to be honest. That looks better. Let's put this little circle thing up here. Let's put this. That worked the best. And then I'm gonna okay, the question is, maybe it just needs a little bit right here. That's not bad. I think I'm going to call it done. It's not exactly the same. I mean, it's by no means a copy. It's, you know. But what this is Spectrum Noir alcohol proof dye. So it won't smear. So you stamp and then use your alcohol inks. Now, I don't know on Yupo how that works. She was working on paper. I got that. I've got some things that I bought. I'll show you. Got a mess. Let me toss some of this stuff back where it belongs. And I'll show you what I bought. So I bought that ink. And then I bought the Morning Mist VersaFine in the gray. And then I got, well, I got new sprayers. These are the old ones. I got new sprayers from Amazon for my broken Distress ink and dilution. I had a couple of, it does not fit the Lindy's, but it does fit all of the Ranger sprays. And then let's see, I got the washi tape from Shauna that Shauna tweeted that some of you may have seen. And these are all black and white and neutrals, and those are on Amazon. And then I got I haven't put this together. I got that Rock-a-Block stamps that Nikki showed. Not this Saturday, but the previous Saturday. So that maybe I could stamp better. But you rock them. I don't know if there's 4 different sizes, but you rock it side to side. I got that off Amazon. Because I don't really have any, I only have the one mount. And I'm not very good at stamping, so I thought that might help me. What else did I buy? pop dots. So I'll show you the piece that I did. I didn't film the second part. The first part where we made it is filmed, but the part where I finished it up is not filmed. I was watching Shauna and doing it yesterday. Yeah, I'm terrible at stamping, Sharon. I smear it. And so I thought maybe that rocking looked like it would help me. Trying to make sure mine. So a lot of the other stuff I got was like the pop dot and the 3D stuff. So what I did was, we had already laid it out. I put the grommets in. Then I used my wood burning tool and a piece of glass to burn holes. So those are holes cut through the Yupo. Then I put some smaller grommets in some of those places. These were just little spirals that I had that were from scrapbooking days, and black rhinestones to give the illusion of some more holes. The holes that I cut out, I put some of those here on the black Yupo. I took the silver liquid chrome and I continued the lines here and here. And then this has a piece of black Nara and one circle pop dotted. Then this is one pop dot, and this is two pop dots. So if you look at it from the side, you can see that it's dimensional. So that's really how I did it. Now this is gesso on the Nara paper, and then we used the inks over the dried gesso, and then I went back with the silver pen. I think if I were to do it again, I wouldn't use gesso. I would just use some type of like caulking, like liquid caulk, something that was plastic. You could do it after the color, or you could do it before the color, depending what you want to do. So this last Saturday, we built everything, and then I came back and did the holes in the grommets and pop dotted it off camera. But we made the circles and we made the design, and then we did that butterfly with some of the leftovers. So I'm going to do a similar piece. I have these leftovers, which I thought I'd do a similar piece. I have this, and I have this piece here. And I have some of this that I could use, or pieces of this. I have these red circles. So I'm kind of thinking like rectangles and circles. I'm thinking something kind of like that is my composition. And like, I probably want, I mean, I could use this. I'm not sure I will. I could do another circle outside of this, but that was the kind of the idea, is trying to just build and then like pop dot some of the different layers. Yes, I will. Yeah, I used a towel last time and that helped dot when y'all had me do that. So I'm trying to find some different ways to use the black Nara and some of my bits and bobs. But I kind of like that composition right there. And then I could go in and remove some pieces. I'm not sure I want to remove pieces, but maybe layer it. Hi, Josie. So that was and I'm just trying to use up some of the scrap pieces in a different way. The other thing was I thought about doing some of the color on the black and then using the white through a stencil like I did for the cactus, but a more abstract. In fact, I like this one enough that I'll probably keep that just that way. So the idea was that, I might do like 4x6 and flood some color on here, almost like a galaxy, and then come back with the stencils. But I think I'm going to wait till I get the stencils I ordered from Zandra. I ordered 2 of the Stamperia stencils, and I've got 2 more that she's trying to find me. But the black, yeah, I will take a picture. Thank you. Because then I'll remember. That's what we did last time, is we took a picture of the layout and then I used that to help me. So I just used a piece of glass and used the wood burning tool to cut the holes. Something just sort of different to do. And then, like I said, I save all my pieces because you never know how they're going to go together. Like this was just a piece we were demonstrating the foil. And then what I might do is like continue the stencil off with the silver pen. This might look cute with holes in it, punched or, punched out, and then, or cut out of this one where there's some more circles or shapes. I might use these shapes instead of circles and put them on here, like 3 of these little shapes that are in this stencil. It's the stencil we got from the Stencil Girl Club a couple months ago. Kind of tribal. Need to use this stencil too that we got. May use this one when I do that. I'm going to do Karen's butterfly project from yesterday, but in a different way. And I might use this stencil in that. And I'm going to do something with alcohol ink in that. A rift off of it. Not an exact. I thought I'd use some of Joan's cutouts. See, I can't find any of those stencils from the other day. They're somewhere sitting with stuff buried on top of them. Probably. This is the new one from Stencil Girl this time. And I really like it. But somewhere I'll find those others. They're buried, hiding. So like I said, I'm going to use some of Joan's gears, I think, to redo Karen's project and a 3D butterfly that I already have. Main thing is I was going to try to kind of the like shape of her layout. There's not like going to be a light bulb. Hers was fabulous. Both the butterfly steampunk ones. If you didn't watch the hops yesterday, if you go to Cinnabar, you'll see all the links because she was in the hop. Or you go to Karen or Disorganized Crafter. But yeah, I want to use this one on that because it kind of has a steampunk vibe. Oh no, I didn't. But I want to use one of I'm going to use one of these on it again, Eileen, I think, to make it more 3D. Or I have some of these butterflies that I got that I might use. And really, if I use one of these, I also have this ribbon that I got for a project. Some of that might be cool on it. I'm not really sure what direction I want to go yet. But I liked that layout with the gears. So I do like this as a jumping off place. And maybe I'll use... No, I'm not doing exactly... Are you talking to... You're talking to somebody else. But I was just thinking of a way to use some of the things, and I liked that layout, how it went to gears off the page. You're talking about Shauna's layout. Shauna's layout was steampunk too. It was different. But one of the things I thought about doing is I thought about taking the paper and cutting out the negative part of the gear with the Nara paper and laying the white paper on top of black paper was one of my thoughts. Because basically what she had, for those of you who didn't see the hop, I'm looking at something I can write on. No, I'll just write on here. She had her butterfly here. It doesn't work. She had her butterfly here, and she had a light bulb, one of those 3D light bulbs. But then there were all these gears and stuff, fin style, lined up that went to it. But the page, the gears went off the page. So I thought if I used the white Nara paper and took the and drew and cut the gears out so that it was, and then put it up against the black and did the pink with the, so that's what I'm kind of, it was more that I liked her layout and the big butterfly and then all the gears kind of, and then maybe a sentiment down here or something. It's not going to be a replication, but a jump off, if that, like, inspired by. So that's what I'm thinking about doing, which I'll probably work on next Saturday, is to work on that project. I'm pretty sure I have some steampunk stuff from Joan left. Yeah. Oh, and the other thing I bought, I have Finnabar wax. I only have 2, but I have Finnabar wax. But like, see this steampunk bird? That would be cool in there. I still have some gears in black. I have swirls in black with gears in them. So those would work. I still have plenty of white gears. I'm going to use the Joan stuff is what I'm going to use. And build. It won't be as 3D. Like I don't have the chipboard or the molds, but I want it to be able to go in a mat and a frame. So yeah, I like the bird, and I think the bird would be cool over, like, up over the side. What's about darn time? Yeah, these are Joan cutouts. Oh, then I got Finnabar waxes. Yeah, I had to break down. I got the peacock and the white gold. I wished I had gotten a pink. Now, I wish I'd gotten kind of a burgundy color, because I think I'm going to use, I'm pretty sure I'm going to use this white butterfly. And I think what I'll do is I'll build on the Bria Reese paper, because it's thin and it'll be easy to cut the gears out. Because this paper, for the first package I opened, this paper is super thin, like super, super thin. But what I can do is make it like square with the gears over here and use some of Joan's gears to kind of get what I want big, and then cut that out and cut out the negative spaces and then build on top of it. So I might do like an 8x8 or a 5x7 on top of the 9x. I'm going to use a 9x12 piece of black probably, or 11x14. Yes, I did. They do smell good. They do smell good, Eileen. So that's the 2 projects that I'm going to work on. And maybe we'll put the white gold in this one. Maybe the turquoise. You know, we might, you know, live a little dangerous. But we'll throw this one together. That's just a matter of pop dots and edging and deciding if we want holes anywhere or where we want holes. And then we can start, while we have the heat tool out, we can build this. And then we'll use the bigger, like I said, it'll go on the big piece of, I might do the 12x12 piece of black paper. But then now I want to do So that's what I'm going to do with my idea from Karen. So, but like I said, we'll have it. I'm going to have it come off onto the black. So the gears and stuff would be here, just in this one corner. But I think it needs to be a rectangle in a rectangle kind of thing. So I'll play with sizes. I'll get the black paper first and cut to fit the mat, and then we'll decide. This is 6 by 12. It might work on a 9 because the opening is an 8 by. That might work in black or in white, I mean. All right, I guess we can get off of here so that Patty can get on. And I gotta move all this to the side because I have to have school in here tomorrow. Only a few more weeks, basically. Four weeks left, I think. Patty's already on? Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and sign out. This probably would have worked better if I'd looked at the picture a little bit at the beginning, but I think it kind of came out fun. The composition could have been better. But again, would have helped to look at it before. Thanks, Dottie. Night, Sharon. Bye, Devin. Bye, Shauna. All right, I'm going to go ahead and end this. Thank you, Elaine.